I felt exposed in some way. Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen and I'm the Restless Thrifter. I sell things on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And today I'm going to be sharing with you my sales from October 29th through the 4th. I'm going to share with you the top 5 things that I sold, all of the things that were fast flips. And for me, I'm counting that as anything 30 days or less. And so I'm going to share with you what sold for me in that first week of November, spanning into October. If you're new to my channel, I work out of Dallas, Texas, the Dallas, Texas area. I would love it if you were to give me a thumbs up at any point during this video to encourage me and help others find me. And if you want to subscribe so you can see what else I have to bring, I do what sold so you can know really what's selling and how much it's selling for. I give you my pure profit on that. And I also do some thrift hauls, and I'm starting to go to garage sales and wear a GoPro. I wore it for the first time yesterday. It was a little intimidating. I felt exposed in some way. You know what I mean? And one person did ask about it and they weren't worried about it at all. But I'm working on that footage. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get it over to you guys. I may just upload it raw. Let me know if you're interested in some raw footage of me at a garage sale. I'm still working out the kinks of like shakiness and, you know, getting the camera to be steady and working on volume and all those types of things. So I may just put it out there raw and have you guys hammer me with feedback. I'd really appreciate it. I mean, it's pretty obvious when I watch it what I need to do differently, but I would love to hear from you guys as well. I'm really selling a variety of things. So we're going to go into my top 5. The first one I'm going to talk about is a pair of Rothy's, US size 7.5. The flat shoes, black knit, sustainable round toe ballet flats. I try to put all the important words in there for people to find what they're looking for. This is the first time I ever found Rothy's in the wild, and I found 2 pair. One of them is still for sale. This sold in 22 days on Poshmark, and it sold for $47. My cost of goods was $9.74, and my profit was $27.86. I think that's pretty good. I know some of you are saying, no, Rothy's can go for much more. But let me tell you, I looked at comps. I looked at comps, and this is kind of what this style and this size and this condition goes for. It was in good condition, but these are used shoes. I'm really happy when my profit is over $20. Just to give you an idea of what my averages are, I averaged $32.44 as my sales price. My average cost of goods was $3.89, and my average profit per item was $16.67. So, you know, over $20 is pretty good. Next is a pair of Cole Haan men's size 13 boots. New Bryce Moto Biker Black Nubuck Leather No Box. These were new with a tag on them. I don't know what happened to the box, but there was no box, and these sold in 13 days on Poshmark. I picked these up at a Goodwill near me, and I just got lucky that they were there and probably put out shortly before I got there. Boots are $12.99, so with tax that was $14.06 as my cost of goods, and my profit was $29.94. Before I pick up Cole Haan, I will look up style and size and all of that, because not all Cole Haan sell quickly or for higher sales prices. The next is an Overland Equipment crossbody bag, fanny pack, hiking travel, rust red orange. This was actually a personal item, came out of my own closet. When we were moving, I went through everything and I determined what we wanted to keep, what we wanted to donate, and what I would sell. This is an item that I sold. I liked the bag. I only used it a couple of times, like on one trip. In fact, 5 of my sales that I'm going to be talking about in this video are my personal items. This bag sold in 6 days on Poshmark. I've never heard of Overland Equipment being talked about, so I don't know if that particular brand brings a lot other than in this style, but in this style, it'll sell for $40. I'm putting my cost of goods as 0 because I bought it a long time ago, and my profit was $32. Second to last in the top 5 is a pair of boots that I've had for 566 days. That's a year and something. Year and a half? A long time. I don't know why it took them so long to sell, other than I think people might have been thinking they didn't come with laces because of my pictures. The laces were stuck inside the boot. They also may have wondered why I didn't have the insert. The person who bought these, let me tell you what they are. Belleville size 11 extra wide combat boots, new desert suede Gore-Tex Vibram, cold wet. You can wear them in cold wet weather. The buyer said there was an insert that's supposed to go into them. And he said, would I make him a deal since I didn't have the insert? I don't really think they were supposed to come with an insert, but whatever, I made him a deal. He paid with shipping $90.62. I had paid $16.17, and my profit was $33.84. Not bad. Just took a really long time to sell. If I could do it over again, I'd make sure that it was clear that there were laces. I'd probably go ahead and lace them up. They were just already still attached to the boots in such a way, and I thought that was better since they were new. And the best sale of my week, that week of October 29th through November 4th, was another personal item. It was a Tiffany & Company 10-inch ARG Georgetown crystal glass bowl dish minimalist decor. It sold in 70 days on eBay for $81.53. I put my cost of goods as 0. I actually think this was a gift to my husband, potentially from his first wedding. Whatever, we had it in our house forever. It was just a pretty simple bowl. He was ready to let go of it, and the profit was $40.57. So that's my top 5 sales. It was a little bit of a slow week, so I don't want to share mediocre sales with you. So I'm going to just share those top 5. Plus, I've got a whole bunch of fast flips. I have 8 of them. I had 11 total. There were 3 in the top 5. First fast flip is this Fossil Tessa crossbody bag, purse, light brown, pebbled leather, adjustable strap. Another personal item. In fact, the next 3 are personal items. This sold in 15 days on eBay. I loved this bag, but I didn't ever wear it because it just wasn't quite large enough to fit like everything, like if I wanted a bottle of water in there. It sold for $45.13. I put my cost of goods as 0, and my profit was $22.94. The next one is an Apartment 9 plus size 1X Peacoat light gray double-breasted jacket, felt side pockets. This was something that belonged to me by way of my mother. It didn't really work for her, so she gave it to me. I wore it a couple of times and then sold it to someone else on Poshmark in 11 days, and it sold for $25, putting my cost of goods as 0, and my profit was $20. Next, we have a Pyrex set of 4 prep bowls, ramekin custard cups, 464, just the number that's on the bottom, 10-ounce clear glass vintage. These were my own. I only really used them as prep bowls when I was cooking, and I decided I didn't need like a gazillion bowls and mixing bowls and all these types of bowls. So I listed them. They sold in 10 days on eBay for $20.40, putting my cost of goods as 0, and my profit was $6.71. I wouldn't normally go like pick up these types of things in the thrift, maybe at a garage sale if they're really cheap. But this is the kind of thing that's kind of a hassle to ship, and only making $6.71 isn't really what I'm here for. But when I'm just clearing out stuff out of my house, it's totally fine. They sold quickly. Next is another Fossil item. It is something that I got at a Goodwill. It's a Fossil belt, brown, tooled leather, beaded sequin, 32.5 to 36.5 inch boho western. This belt sold in 8 days on eBay. I sold it really cheap because it did have some loose beads. And when I find flaws on items in my closet, I want to get them out quickly. I don't want to hem and haw and, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Counter offer and all of those things. So they bought it for $16.07. My cost of goods was $3.24, and I made $5.63. I got this at a Goodwill in Weatherford, Texas. They usually have a pretty good selection of like Western wear. Next sale is a bit odd for me. Atmosphere The Harbingers board game. Replacement pieces, 6 sets of 6 dual cards. This game, I bought the whole game, but it was missing the VHS tape. Yes, it came with a VHS tape. I didn't notice that it was a VHS game. I didn't notice that it was missing it. And it sat in my garage forever until we moved, and I went, okay, let me just pull all the pieces out and I'll list them when I get to Texas. So I did that. I've got all of the pieces listed as replacement pieces. These sold. There's just cards. And they sold in 4 days on eBay for $13.77. I put my cost of goods as $2. I'm really not sure what I spent on that game, so I just put $2 for each of the set of pieces, which may be a little bit more than what I actually spent. And my profit was $5.81. There are a few items from this week that I listed with offers turned off, and this was one. I just listed it for $9.96, no offers, plus shipping, and some of these things sold. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the things that I'm going over with you. I didn't allow offers on. Next item, Lululemon size small socks, new 3-pack Power Stride tab length light cushion black. Sold in 1 day on Poshmark for $30. I paid up. I paid $10.81, but I saw that they were a really fast mover, and my profit was $13.19. I mean, you can't get any easier than listing socks. Next to last fast flip is a Texas Instruments TI-83 plus graphing calculator. TI-83 plus graphing calculator, tested, works with cover, black. Oh, I had this in my house for a long time, like maybe 2 years. And finally got listed and sold the same day because I priced it right. I priced it at, I think, $19.96 plus shipping. And it sold for $26.56. I paid $2 and my profit was $15.94. You can get more for the TI-84 plus, but the TI-83 still sells just for lower. There are a lot listed, but there are a lot sold. And my last fast flip is something that sold in 5 days on eBay. Judy Blue size 13/31 boyfriend fit jeans, destroyed distressed light wash. Judy Blue consistently sells quickly. These sold for $39.13. I did pay up because I knew they would sell quickly. I paid $10.27 and my profit was $15.10. So that is everything I was going to cover. I do have one lesson learned. Do I just have one? Let me take a glance. I mean, I did learn with the combat boots, make sure it's clear to the buyer what they come with. So the laces. I did learn to check to make sure a game has everything before you pick it up to sell. It was a really horrible shape, awkward shape too. It would have been a pain to ship. But I then learned that selling all the little pieces as replacement pieces is great too. But there's one item, this sweet size 8 dress, retro 60s style, fit and flare A-line pinup rockabilly spring. It took 785 days to sell, and I think it was because it was an unknown brand. It didn't have any special features about it. It didn't have a unique pattern or cut or something like that about it. So I think it was just a little plain. It looked really plain on my mannequin. Took a while to sell. It sold for $12.17. I had paid $1 for it, and my profit was $4.93. So was that worth the effort that I put into dressing the mannequin, photographing, dropping the background, measuring, all of that? I think not. I picked it up at the bins, so it was really cheap, but in the end, I'm just not sure that was worth it. Y'all, I had no Mercari sales at all this week and no Mercari sales the next week. So what's going on? I finally did start to have some Mercari sales pick up. I'm not really sure just to have none. I don't know if I've had 0 Mercari sales in a week since I started selling on there. So, I don't know. Not sure what happened, but I am selling again on there. It's never been as high a volume as eBay or Poshmark though. I'm going to turn right around and make the next week's video of what sold. It'll be November 5th through 11th. I'll list that in a few days. So until then, just keep listing. It wasn't super, what's the word I'm looking for? Special?